gonna do these predictions for AEW Revolution, and yeah, we gonna go through the matches one by one, man. I've been trying to keep up with AEW. Obviously, I don't know everything about everything that's going on because some of the stories just aren't that intriguing. But we'll see how things go this coming weekend. But let's start off. Let's see which match we gonna start off with first. I'm going to start with FTR, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, going up against Blackpool Combat Club's John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. I don't care about this match, even though it's four amazing wrestlers. I just don't care about this match. I don't particularly know what the story is going into this. I know there was like some CMLL stuff going on, but they're not around. I don't know what is going on with the Blackpool Combat Club or FTR, honestly. But I'm going to pick the Blackpool Combat Club because Moxley doesn't lose that much, I guess. Yeah, I guess. I don't really know, but I'm going to go with the BCC. Yeah, and we'll see how that plays out. Let's see. Next up, we got a match that I am looking forward to, even though the name of it is super, super sus. We got Meat Madness. Pause. I can't believe that's the name of the damn show. It's absolutely ridiculous. But we got Meat Madness. We got Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Lance Archer versus TBA. I don't know who the TBA is. Maybe AEW signed somebody else off the indie scene. And, it's going to be a surprise or, maybe somebody's returning from injury. I have no clue. Maybe Goldberg's going to show up. I don't fucking know. But we'll see what happens in this match. As of right now, I'm going to pick Wardlow because why even put him in this type of match if you're not going to have him win? You're trying to push him. He just came out and cut the best promo of his life. So just give Wardlow the win, even though it sucks that Powerhouse Hobbs and a recently returning Lance Archer have to be a part of the match. But I'm curious to know who the TBA is because is it going to be somebody else who also shouldn't lose the match and is just going to start them off on a bad note? I'm not really sure, but I'm going to just pick Wardlow because right now that makes the most sense. We got the first match from one of my favorite wrestlers on planet Earth. Possibly my favorite, probably my favorite, more than likely my favorite. Will Ospreay is going to have his first match in AEW, and he'll be going up against Konosuke Takeshita. Now, Takeshita hasn't really done too much since joining the Don Callis family. Gruss was cracking, my dude. I see you. Takeshita hasn't really done much since joining the Don Callis family. He's a heel now. He doesn't cut any promos. Callis does all the talking for him. So I'm not really interested in what Takeshita's got going on, just honestly, if I'm being honest. But Will Ospreay is not about to lose his first match in AEW. You sick in the fucking head if you think that's about to happen. I can't imagine any scenario where Tony Khan brings that man in, pays him all that money, gives him that contract, and then has him lose his first match. Like, that would be insane. So I got Will Ospreay beating Takeshita. I'm sure that match is going to be fucking ridiculous. Probably a contender for match of the night. If I had to pick a match of the night, what I think would be match of the night, that would be the one, honestly. Moving on, we got Daniel Garcia going up against his future father, Christian Cage, for the AEW TNT title. I don't know who's going to win. Daniel Garcia needs to win, but then that kind of takes away from Christian's gimmick. He needs to have that belt. He's almost like Roman Reigns, where the belt really defines his character and puts him in a position to where he can, recruit these young boys. That is a horrible sentence, but that's what he's doing. But it's so he can bring these guys in and pretend to be their surrogate father or whatever. I think the belt helps that. Plus, I feel like he puts him on that level. Plus, I think Adam Copeland should probably be the one to take that title off at Christian whenever that time comes. So I got Christian Cage beating Daniel Garcia and retaining his TNT title. hopefully it's a good match and Daniel Garcia isn't, drop that back down to the mid card. Hopefully he can stay. Maybe they'll continue to feud with Christian Cage going forward for a little bit longer. But yeah, Christian Cage to beat Daniel Garcia and retain his title. Next up, we got the Continental Crown title. Is that the name of the title? Is that the official name of the title? The Continental Crown title? That's terrible. That's a terrible name. Why isn't it just, well, I guess Continental title is basically the Intercontinental title. Man, come on, man. You couldn't think of a better name than that. Why you could have just stole the European title name. They're not even using that. Why didn't you just call it the European title? Or I don't know, something, the Continental Crown title. That's a terrible name for a belt. But it's Eddie Kingston's. He's holding that belt. And he'll be facing off with Daniel Bryanson again, which is probably going to be a phenomenal match. Another contender for match of the night. I don't know who I got winning this. I think I'm going to go. Damn, he just won it, though. Could he lose it already? Does anybody care that Eddie Kingston's holding the Continental Crown title? Because I don't. And I'm a fan of Eddie Kingston. It's the Bodega Championship. That's facts. I would rather them call it the Bodega Championship, but the FTW Championship is already the Bodega Championship. So we got to come up with another name for it. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess Eddie Kingston is going to retain his title, I would assume. But Daniel Bryan could do a lot to make that title relevant. So they might throw the belt on Daniel Bryan. Eddie Kingston might take it away from him again. I don't know. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go with Bryan Danielson. I'm picking Bryan Danielson to win the Continental Crown title because I think he could actually get that belt over. And yeah, there's only two belts in AEW that matter right now are the world title and the women's world title. Those are only two championships that feel like they have any significance right now in the company. So it is what it is. And speaking of the women's world title, like that transition, we got up next, we got timeless Toni Storm coming out looking so sexy in black and white, going up against the number one contender, Deanna Purrazzo. Deanna's always been one of my favorites. I was appalled when she got cut from WWE. I was already talking about how she had so much potential when she was in NXT, and then all of a sudden she's just fired from the company. It didn't make any sense to me then. She obviously made everybody recognize when she went out there and did her thing on the indie scene and took over Impact, the Impact Women's Division for a while. But Deanna's doing her thing, came right into AEW and went straight to the top as she should have. And she's got her title match against timeless Toni Storm. But, ladies and gentlemen, Toni Storm has the best gimmick probably out of all women in professional wrestling. I'm thinking hard right now. I'm thinking all companies. And I think Toni Storm's gimmick is the best, especially since she's refined it to taking away from some of the comedy stuff in the ring and being more serious and aggressive in the ring. I think that was like that sealed the deal right there. She was able to make it all make sense. It was cool as hell how they had them face off and they had half of the screen in color with Deanna and the other half in black and white. The production of her character is being executed extremely well by AEW. Got to give them props for that, who's ever coming up and executing that stuff. So I don't think you could take the title off of her right now. That's why I said all that. I just don't think you could take the title off of timeless Toni Storm. She is killing it. She is doing her thing. I think she needs to hold the title maybe for a little while until, some lady who's from the Connecticut area or the Massachusetts area, I should say, joins the company officially and, maybe takes that title away from her. Wink, wink. You know who I'm talking about. So maybe that'll happen. That's what I think should happen. So I'm going to go ahead and pick timeless Toni Storm to retain her AEW Women's World Championship. So moving on, we have a match that has had a long build, probably one of the best built matches on the show, and that's Orange Cassidy going up against Roderick Strong. Now, was it the most interesting build? No, because Adam Cole's hurt, MJF's hurt. It's just a lot of pieces that aren't connecting because the two major main players in the storyline just aren't there. But I got to give props to Roderick Strong. He's done his thing as far as, becoming just a snivelly, just annoying ass heel, screaming everybody's name at the top of his lungs and, just being a dirtbag. You know what I mean? Running around with his guys and doing their thing. So I like what Roddy Strong's doing. Orange Cassidy, I'm kind of burnt out on Orange Cassidy. Like he's had 2 title runs. The first one was amazing, was great. Lost it, got it back. Now it's just like this time around, it's just like, all right, bro, we seen this story. You fight all the time and you always find a way to win. We get it. Give the belt to somebody else. You know what I mean? Get the belt to somebody else. We've seen the workhorse storyline with Orange Cassidy already. So I think that Roderick Strong, I think it'll make their faction stronger. Give their faction some type of relevance without Adam Cole being around, because right now they just don't feel like anything except for a kind of a comedy heel faction because of the stuff that Roddy does. But obviously Roddy is great in the ring. I think that, he'd be a great international. My brain broke almost because I was about to say intercontinental, but it's not intercontinental. It's the international title, and they also have the continent. So what they did was they took the intercontinental title and they broke it up into 2 different belts. This is a mind fuck. I'm just realizing what they did. They just took the intercontinental title and turned it into 2 titles, the international title and the continental title. That's either petty or just fucking lazy. I can't even really. First of all, you got your original 2 mid-card titles was already just named after the network, which is the laziest, stupidest, the TNT type, the TBS type. It's just so fucking stupid. What if the shows change networks or something? You got to throw the whole lineage of the belt away. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just, the AEW can't name championships. You know what I mean? World title is the only thing they can get right because it's an obvious thing. But everything else is just like the FTW, you got to fuck the world chair. You can't even say the name of the title. Like, you can't even say the name of the championship on TV. Why is that belt there? Who cares about the FT? Is it even sanctioned? I don't know. It's stupid. But Roderick Strong is gonna win the AEW Intercontinental title. International. Okay, I'm not doing this. Fuck that. So, that's some bullshit, man. That is some bullshit. Greg said Tony Storm is produced by Kevin. No, she ain't. No, she is not. That production is too well done. There's not 75 camera cuts in between each. That is not a Kevin Dunn production. He is, I don't even think his brain is that advanced. But yeah, the Dunn isn't that talented. The world title should be the world's heavyweight championship. Yeah, I agree. Should always have, I mean, they do call it the world heavyweight champion. Well, do they? They just call it the AEW world. Do they call it heavyweight? Yeah, they call it heavyweight champion. Or no, they just call it AEW World Title, don't they? They don't call it heavyweight title. It makes sense because if you got somebody like Adam Cole who ends up winning a title, can you really call him a heavyweight? So I kind of understand, but at the same time, I agree with you. There should be. I miss when the weight classes were separated. So yeah, I agree with you, Gruss. What's cracking, KGM Wild Nation in the building? You already know what it is, fam. Good to see you in here. So our next match we got up on the docket, we got Samoa Joe going up against Hangman Page, going up against Swerve Strickland. I'm probably looking forward to this match the most, and I know that's blasphemy. We haven't talked about the main event, but still, I feel like as far as the wrestling, I'm probably looking forward to this match the most. Man. I got Swerve Strickland, yo. I got Swerve Strickland. Maybe I'm picking with my heart more than my head. Adam Page ain't winning that title. That would just be stupid. Samoa Joe could very well retain because he's been a great champion. Can't take nothing away from Joe. He's been doing his thing. He makes the title feel very important, which is what you want from your world champion. Comes out of his suits and everything, looking like a professional wrestler. You know what I mean? So you gotta give it up to Joe. He's done his thing, but Swerve is too hot. Swerve's one of the hottest in the game, one of the hottest in the company. You got to take advantage of that buzz before it goes down. Before that, people stop thinking that you're gonna actually get this guy to the heights that he could get, and they just stop, backing him because they're like, all right, well, if they ain't gonna do nothing with him, why are we putting all this energy behind, trying to, get him to be where he is? And Swerve he's probably the hottest wrestler in the company. Him, Tony Storm, Will Ospreay coming in. But as far as current buzz, he's up there top 2 or 3. So I feel like you gotta put the belt on him right now. Just cash in on all that the heat that he has before people start loving him too much and he has to immediately turn babyface. I want to see him hold that title as a heel, as the dastardly heel that he's been. So he's already transitioned into a tweener a little bit anyway because of the responses he's getting. So we'll see how it works out. But I'm definitely picking Swerve Strickland to become your new AEW World Champion. That's going to be a fun match, man. I'm looking forward to that one. And finally, as the one Dwayne Johnson would say, we got the main event of the night. The reason that everybody is for sure spending $50 to watch this pay-per-view, even if you don't normally spend $50 to watch this pay-per-views, you'll probably be dropping that money this coming weekend because this is the very last time, allegedly, that we'll get to see Steve Borden, a.k.a. Sting, wrestle in a professional wrestling ring. I think Sting's 61 or 62 now. He's going to have his last match. It is going to be a tag team match alongside Darby Allin, facing off against the Young Bucks. And he's going to win. Like, is he? Are they going to, because who's going to be Darby's tag team partner because they're the champions. So it doesn't, like, if Sting and Darby win, are they just going to come out on Dynamite on Wednesday and relinquish the titles? Is Darby going to find a new partner? Like, it's literally his last match. So that kind of takes away from the predictableness of it. But another factor is I don't feel like they need to put the Young Bucks over. This isn't a going out on your shield moment. Like, oh, let's lose to the Young Bucks and get them over, to do great for their career. They don't fucking need to, beat Sting. The fact they're even the ones in the match is enough. They're already the Young Bucks. So I don't really think that factors in. Like, Sting is probably, he's probably all about the business and wants to go out on his back, go out on his shield and put some younger talent over. But this ain't younger talent. These are EVPs of the company. They old as shit too. So I don't think it makes any sense for him to I don't know what makes sense, honestly. I don't know what makes sense. What y'all think? BS Thing will have another match. I'm probably on your side with that one. I feel like wrestlers never really retire. And his kids are grown. It's not like he out there looking like Ric Flair in the ring, so I don't really understand why he's retiring per se. He only wrestles like 5, 6, 7 times a year. But allegedly he's retiring. Swerve gonna lose the elite to the elite, and TK don't want black world champions. I mean, as of right now, I can't argue with that. I just hope that you're wrong. I hope that's not the case. It's just a little weird. It's a little weird how they operate things over there. It's like only white men can win anything. Women don't get no TV time, no black champions, no black world champions. Like, it just is what it is. It's like, all right, come on, Tony. Come on. Let's get it together over there. I don't think he has any ill intentions. I don't want to put that on him. I don't want to put those labels on people without actually knowing. Plus, he's a person of color himself, so it's just weird to even, think that he would be, that type of guy. But who knows? I don't know him personally. Is Sting gonna leave his stank ass boots in the ring? I hope not. I don't want to see the boots in the ring thing. Like, I get it. I get why wrestlers do it, but I mean, if he does it, cool. I mean, it'll be a sentimental, emotional moment. He probably will do it. Now that I think about it, he probably will. Um, Sting last match gonna be Sting versus Darby Allin. That would be. I thought that would make sense, but then who's gonna be the heel? Like, how do you have those guys battle each other when they've been nothing but, partners since Sting's arrival? It doesn't even really make sense for them to face off with each other. I think that everybody is used to tag teams breaking up and facing off, and that's usually how the story ends when a tag team breaks up. But I don't see that happening, honestly. I don't see Sting and Darby facing off. It just doesn't feel like one of those situations where you could boo anybody. So, you know, we'll see though. We'll see. Oh, you think it's gonna be at All In at Wembley? Hmm. I mean, 60, 70,000 people, not a bad place to have your last match. Will Sting jump off the bat? Yeah, he's definitely jumping off of something. I think that's without question. He's gonna do everything in this match. He's gonna destroy his body. It's his last match. I think he's gonna go all out. So I just hope he's safe and he doesn't, end up regretting anything that he decides to do. Darby Allin will turn heel after they lose the tag title. Nah, man. Darby not that type of guy. That doesn't go along with his character at all. Darby comes off as the most humble human being of all time. You know what I mean? He's like a psychopath. You know what I mean? When it comes to putting his own life on the line. But yeah, his character is so humble, and it's hard to imagine him as a bad guy. But maybe AEW is looking to give him a little change, spice him up a little bit, since his gimmick has kind of been the same since he's been in the company. He's just been the daredevil kid who fights from underneath. So maybe they'll switch it up. It's possible. It's definitely possible. But I'm going to officially make my pick, and I'm going to go with. Oh man, I don't. Oh man, I don't. I don't know. Really don't know. Um, you know what? I'm a pick Sting and Darby Allin for the reasons that I listed initially. I don't think that they need to put the Young Bucks over. And I think Darby and Sting can win, and Sting can come out on Wednesday night after the match and do his whole goodbye speech. And because he's that's what wrestling, once they retire, they had a last match. It's not like he might give the speech after the match, but maybe he's too tired, and they have it set up to give him 15, 20 minutes on Dynamite to say his goodbyes or whatever. And then maybe Darby finds his new tag team partner. Maybe Darby has some matches to see who wants to be his new tag team partner. Like, he wrestles a few guys to see who he has chemistry with and wants to be. I don't fucking know what's gonna happen. I'm just saying. I think that it's a good idea. I think that this is a good look. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, man. The card is loaded. The card is absolutely loaded. All the matches, I don't really care about the stories, but we're going to get some good wrestling, as we always do with AEW pay-per-views. I haven't really kept up with AEW. I think KGM just said the same thing. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, exactly. Uh, I'm just here so I don't get fined. That's facts. You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, I kind of keep up, but I can't really keep up what's going on. I know what's going on in the Sting and Darby and Young Bucks stuff because everyone talks about it anytime anything happens. So I can keep up with that stuff, but some of the stuff like FTR and Blackpool Combat Club and, what's going on with some of the new people. I don't even know why Will Ospreay is fighting Konosuke Takeshita. I have no idea why that match is happening specifically. I know about the Christian Cage and Daniel Garcia, another father storyline. We got to find something new for Christian to do in a minute because that might be getting played out soon. Timeless Tony Storm and Deanna Perrazzo, I have been keeping up with their besties turn, enemy story and the tattoos and whatnot. You know what I mean? So I've been keeping up a little bit through YouTube and, but I'm not watching every minute of Dynamite, and I'm not even thinking like Collision and what's the name of the other show? I don't even know. I forget the name of the other show. But I'm not watching wrestling at till 11 o'clock on a Friday night and on a Saturday. That's crazy. I have a life. I touch grass, so so I'm definitely not doing that.